Hello everybody, back here again for another vlog a day, and today is Sunday the 9th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day outside. Wonderful day to be alive. Got this morning fairly early, got the dogs taken care of. Got a bunch of dogs here right now, actually not a bunch, 3, but they're high energy, they're off, they're playing all the time and stuff, so it makes it a lot of fun. Keeps them entertained, keeps them wearing each other out, which makes my job a lot easier. But got up, got them taken care of, jumped in the hot tub for a little bit. From there, I got the rest of the animals fed, all that good fun stuff that's included in that. Hung around the house here a little bit, let the dogs play in the backyard. I don't like leaving the dogs outside very long if I don't have to. Like if I'm doing a meet and greet or something, I'll leave them out back. But normally if they're outside, I'm with them. So spent some time out there with them, watched some YouTube videos on the iMac and all that good fun stuff. Had myself a nice little cigar to start the morning. Ran over before that and did the fed the cats over on Riverside. Got that taken care of. Got back from there. My wife had headed over to the house to clean up the master bathroom. Had a bunch of just wallpaper, scraps and stuff that had been chucked on the floor that I don't know why she cleaned up as we went, but it's time to get that cleaned up. So she worked on it for a while, and she's like, the toilet don't work. I'm like, the toilet should work because I fixed it. There's a valve that was leaking, so I got it fixed. So I thought maybe I hadn't turned it back on yet. When it was still on. So what happened was we haven't used that toilet for so long that the plunger stuck to the bottom in the tank back there, and it wouldn't lift up. So I just gave it a big old yank, which there's a good chance it was going to break the rubber plunger off of there with the chain, but it popped up, and the chain needs to be readjusted. You got to push it down too far to get it to come up. So went ahead and I told her I'd fix that later. I'm going to replace the plunger end anyway, because the plunger is pretty gross and pretty old out. It's just deteriorating away. So better off to go ahead and fix it now before it starts leaking on us and runs our water bill way up, like apparently the other bathroom toilet was, because I didn't realize that it had been leaking because I'm never in the house enough with not any noise going on to hear it running. But I got it all fixed. It's good to go now too, so that's good. She worked in the bathroom for quite a while. From there, after I hung out with the dogs, went over and started painting. And man, I hate painting. It just, the trim especially, I'm just having a hell of a hard time. You got to brush it all on and whatnot. It's bad enough to paint with the sprayer, but the paint with the brush is way worse. So it is definitely not on the top of my list of things to do, but I'm getting it done. I got all the first coat put on, and like on most of it, the backside edges that go against the wall. Wasn't sure if I was going to paint those or not. Turns out I do need to paint them. So I got one coat on them, second coat on some of the stuff, and there's going to be some spots I'll need a third coat. But just the biggest problem I think I have with my painting is I'm painting too dry. I'm not loading my brush up enough. I'm trying to keep from dripping paint on the floor and everything. So it's one of the things I've always had a problem with my whole life painting. I know, I just can't bring myself to glop paint on there so heavy, even though it would look better, I'm sure, in the long run, but it is what it is. So I offered her, I think I got up to $500 for her to finish it, and she's like, what? I'm like, I'm serious, like, I'll give you $500 to finish just painting this trim. Like, I've done everything else, I paint everything else stuff, this trim thing's pissing me off, and the cutting the end of the edge and trying not to smear onto the wall and everything else, it just sucks. And she's like, well, I can try it. And I'm like, well, are you gonna try it or not? So she never did really show you interest in doing it. But I think once I got $500 of just blowing money kind of thing, she's like, well, let me try it. So she said she was heading back across the street to change laundry over and stuff and go back home and whatnot. And I'm like, well, it's up to you. She goes, well, let me try it. So she wanted a smaller brush. So I got a smaller brush and gave her the about paint. Then I headed outside and started doing some yard work, still cleaning up some of the hurricane debris because I'm not really in that yard that much. So I'm not really major concerned about it. So I went out there and worked in the yard for a while, and then she was in there hanging. It was not looking great. She had like big old runs and stuff all over she wasn't seeing, and she'd moved out from the inside of the closet out to the house into the guest room. I'm like, no, just, I'll finish it. Like, let me do it. And I'm like, this is not going well. And she's like, well, maybe I'm a natural. And we found out, no, you ain't a natural. You're not a natural on this. So definitely, it's back to me again. So I painted some more. She went back to the house, got done what I could with that brush and the little bit of paint I had left. Said to hell with it, and then cleaned everything up, headed back across the street, got my run in, got myself a shower, and then they picked up, one of the dogs went home today, and then after I run in the shower, we had some dinner. Mom made some, actually they went to the store, they went to the grocery store, and basically had to do some shopping. I don't know, I bought some blinds or something, and I guess my wife brought home a little air fryer. Instead of getting a good one, she bought one off of Walmart shelf for like 35 bucks, tiny little ass thing. I don't know what, because we've talked about getting one for a long time, and she keeps saying she didn't want one. So I was like, okay, whatever. But then she comes back home with this crappy little one, which seems extra dumb. If you're gonna get one, at least get a good one. But 35 bucks, I guess it doesn't matter. We'll see what happens. Maybe if she likes it, we'll justify getting a better one later, who knows. But went ahead. From there we had our dinner, which was sloppy joes for us. I'm not sure she had salad, and I'm not sure her protein was this week. But green beans and asparagus are her big vegetables. So went ahead and had that. Watched them at NCIS. Got done with it. They came, dropped off a couple more dogs to us. So I'm watching 2 more dogs this evening. Actually, I watched them for like 10 days. Watched them for a long time, which makes me nervous because the one little guy is older and he's got has seizures and stuff. And he went like 6 months and have any. And then he's had a couple. And he had one time on me that lasted like 20 minutes, where it was super long. Like I'm putting ice packs on him and all kinds of stuff, and it really freaked me out. So hopefully he does better. And it's one of his little spouts that's going. But he's older, and I get nervous watching old dogs, because especially when it's a long stint. I'm gonna have them, like 10 days or whatever. It's a long time. I'm not sure. It might be only 7 days. I don't know. Watched it for a while. I don't know how long it is. They're going to California, so it makes me nervous that something happened to the dog while they're gone, and they're so far away they can't get back home and do anything with it. So it just makes me. That's probably my biggest concern, is giving somebody back a dead dog. Haven't had to do it yet, but I know if I keep doing this job long enough, this business, I will definitely end up in that situation. So from there, we all went outside, and Q, the little one, the old one that's kind of ornery, was like literally trying to fight the pit bull, and it was so funny. He's a grumpy old bastard, and he went. The pit bull was like, I don't want to do with you. I'm sorry. Another big dog who's super active. Same thing. He's like, nope, I'm not gonna fight you. It was funny. So I gave Q a little scolding. He got yelled at for being mean. They all calmed down. They all got along great. Hung out outside, had myself a nice little cigar for the evening, and watched a little bit of Hulu, and then wrapped it up, finally headed in, and had myself a nice little relaxing snack as I went to bed with my wife. So anyway, that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.